introduction.
Okay. Right, so I'm Alan Mitchell with the city's Global Center of Excellence out of Toronto in Canada, and I work with KPMG. So my role is to work with KPMG member firms around the world, actually to seek out business in cities and to provide methodologies, approaches, and resources to carry out those projects.
In relation to the 100 Smart City Plan of Government of India, what are the solutions you are providing?
Right, so one of the things that we believe we're providing, and one of the proposals that we recently submitted for U.S. TDA funding was for the city of Vizag. And what we actually provide is a perspective on the services that cities provide, and that we can come up with an assessment of those services to determine which services should be improved to become smarter. And by that, what I mean is to actually improve the efficiency or effectiveness of those services. Okay.
And as far as, since you have into Visakhapatnam, which is a port area,
Yes.
so any solutions or the suggestions that the AP government is taking up or the government of India is taking up from your excellence, state of art excellence?
So at this point, it's still very early days. I'd like to say that we will be able to go in there and understand what services the city provides. That will provide a perspective that maybe even the city itself hasn't seen in quite some time by focusing on the services. And by that I mean not focusing in on the infrastructure. The infrastructure is needed, like the sewer pipes and the water pipes and the water treatment plants and so on. But it's really the water supply service that's the important ingredient there. Similarly, it's the wastewater collection and treatment, not the sewer system itself, that's important. So by looking at the city from the service perspective, we can actually connect smart city initiatives back to the citizen, back to the residents and businesses that use those services. So that's the perspective I'd like to think we'll be using in Vizag, and that will spread across India. I think that's an important perspective.
And so any model your company has come with or has given any model of a smart city across the globe?
Right, so a couple of examples of e-government solutions. For example, in the Economic Cities Authority in Saudi Arabia, they're using the service-based model that I'm describing to actually come up with the delivery of services within 60 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so that's quite profound when you think about services like building permits. To turn a building permit around within 60 minutes, 1 hour, for everything from a new home to a brand new industry to a nuclear generating plant, that's quite something. To do that within 60 minutes while I'm sitting on a beach in a lounge chair could be quite profound. So we've actually come up with models to see the services and to figure out how we can change or transform those services so that they can be delivered in 60 minutes. That takes a lot of creativity at the end.
Yeah. It also includes the IT technology solutions in it?
Yes, in behind all of this, technology is the enabler, and so we've come up with a new set of services that support the concept of common components. So a common component, if you like, is a small little application, like a payment application, that you can plug and play. So I can take that payment common component and I could put it into one or many different application systems, but I only have to produce one payment component. So if you think of things like building blocks or Lego, what we're doing is building these common components so that they can be constructed to meet different service requirements.
Okay. So can you cite some of the, do you have any city or a town that you have taken up and you have successfully launched your smart solution?
So in Saudi Arabia, that kind of solution is currently underway. Other cities around the world, we have proposed the common component scheme. They're in the process of actually developing the solutions for that, such as the City of Toronto, the City of Calgary in Canada. And there's a growing number of cities that are interested in this concept. So being able to tackle the challenge that large cities have with the variety of different application systems is quite interesting. So let me describe in Toronto. The city of Toronto has 850 different application systems, and they have to maintain those systems. Those systems go through different versions requiring different software components in behind them. And so they have a horrific challenge of trying to stay on top of the technology. And so with common components, you actually start to overcome that challenge. You only have one payment module, you only have one workflow module, et cetera, et cetera. And so by doing that, they can actually streamline not only their IT development solution, but also the maintenance of those solutions over time.
Okay. So other than Toronto, any other cities you can name?
Yes, as I mentioned, in Canada, there's the city of Calgary, which is out in the Midwest, and it's in the process of doing the same kind of thing. Again, this is relatively new concepts, and so we're hoping to bring that kind of technology solution to India as well.
Okay. If you put it in a nutshell, it's 2 lines or 3 lines. Smart city solutions you are providing. In addition to IT solutions, what are the other solutions? Infrastructure, IT solutions, and
Oh, for me, smart cities are actually where we can do some really creative things. The creative things are based on the services you offer. So a really tough decision for a city anywhere in the world is where do you put your scarce financial resources? Okay? These scarce financial resources are the budget. Where do you put the budget in order to deliver services? And so for me, a smart city is one that knows that if I put $1 into public safety or $1 into transport or $1 into water, that I know that it's going to achieve the best outcomes for my city, that it's going to improve the quality of life for my city. So for me, when I look through the service lens, it's all about improving the quality of life.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you.